Well, the most talented duo, fantastic actor, fantastic director. It's been a long time. So I'm sure you've heard a lot of this when Bahubali meets Babli Bouncer. I mean, you really know how to like carry the weight of a film on your shoulders.
Well, this time I don't have an option. It is on my shoulders. There's no running away. There is only one Babli. But I think it's been one of the most... it's been like cathartic to be a part of this film in so many ways because, when you play a character that kind of resonates with literally every woman out there today, because a woman hustles, a woman, takes care of a family, has a personal life, and she does it all so effortlessly. This is being shown in a very different world and bringing rural India into the center of the picture. I think the way he's shown it is really fun, humorous, lighthearted, not trying to preach at all, showing you a coming-of-age story of a girl. So he's kind of literally, he's zeroed it down so beautifully onto something like Bubbly Bouncer, because it means so many things, but it doesn't actually say it to you directly. It says it to you through so many different things.
Absolutely. So Tamannaah is our next Avenger.
Absolutely.
I mean, she has superpowers. They should say a lot about, female cinema, female heroine-oriented subjects, but the person who actually believed and invested in them when nobody wanted to was actually you.
Yeah.
Totally.
21 years.
21 years and given all those actors a performance of a lifetime.
Their
best,
And also, I will not count the number of awards because he's just used to.
It's done now. Too many. Can't count now. इतनी तो maths भी नहीं आती मुझे.
सही में. पर आपका भी पक्का है. He's like the man with the Midas touch.
I have both my fingers crossed.
Absolutely. But whether it was Chandni Ba, whether it was corporate, whether it was Satta, whether it was fashion, they were dark, but they made very important socio-cultural statements.
Huge. Yeah.
And they also showed the plight of the women. But here, what I'm liking is, it's not a territory Madhur Bhandarkar has explored because he's actually making you laugh, but he's also making a socio-cultural statement.
Yeah, completely.
So how did this come about? कि ये मैं करूँ because seriousness तो बहुत हो गई थी.
नहीं, मुझे लगा कि I had 2-3 scripts with me that time, and I was thinking कि I had one hard-hitting women-centric movie. This was, I'm talking before pandemic, and there was one larger-than-life action film which I want to make, and there was this subject, Bubbly Bouncer. So Bubbly Bouncer, it was a very deliberate attempt to make a film in a very humorous manner, and to have a light-hearted, a good romance, comedy, and the world to show. And I like the whole concept because it was so different to put a female in the world of bouncers over there and in a pub in Delhi. So the film is based in Delhi. So I felt this is very fascinating, and I love the whole mixture of how she's from the rural India and she comes to Delhi and this whole thing. And we researched a lot. We met a lot of female bouncer, male bouncer. And we love the whole facet very nice. How these people coming over here to work in the night and they go in the morning. So I felt why not to make a film on the female bouncer. And I have an expertise on making female-centric cinema so effortlessly. So I thought this is a good subject and let's make it a very Rishikesh Mukherjee type of a genre.
Actually,
completely.
you're right. That's what you come across. Yeah, totally.
So it was very Rishikesh Mukherjee. I'm a big fan of Rishida and Basu Chatterjee. So I said, why not make it like that and show the world? Because, see, I had already 3 scripts with me. 2 years it went into scripting only. From 18 and 19 went in scripting. And then suddenly the pandemic hit and we didn't know what to do. Everything was in a pause mode. Everything was in a limbo situation. And that time I said, abhi aaram karte. And then things started becoming normal, and then we started picking up the threads, and vaccine came, and then Jungli Picture approached me because they heard the script of Bubbly Bouncer and they said, Madhur, are you keen to make that movie? And Hotstar also said, we want to make a movie which is very light and, happy. And they just flipped on the script when I narrated them. And Tamannaah Bhatia enters and she becomes the Bubbly.
Bubbly.
Yeah.
Totally.
No, but one thing I really have to give it up to Madhur sir, and there are few filmmakers who do this in our country, is that they have, and that includes Rajamouli sir, they have casted actors not because they're stars or not because they come with a certain market, but because they actually suit the part.
Absolutely.
And this is definitely going to change the way casting happens in our country, and you will see deserving actors getting just the right kind of roles. I mean, I think that is such a, like, for me as an actor, this is like, it's like heaven for me. I really
And
want
it's also
it.
validation.
It's a lot. It is exactly the kind of validation I wanted for myself, and I think it's also like, it's a showreel for me. Literally, I mean, anywhere in the world, I'd be so proud to take this film and go and say, listen, you know, I've done this movie. So I feel like he's as a filmmaker, and he hadn't seen any of my work.
Yeah.
I think he had probably just about seen Bahubali.
Bahubali. Only
That's
film, as in
about
that
it.
also I didn't remember. I told her, like, I'll treat
Which
you
I was
like
so
that.
happy.
Yeah,
He didn't remember me at all from the film. And I
any
was
of a
like,
Hindi film or South Indian cinema. So I don't know, somewhere I saw when Hotstar came with the name of her, I didn't see any of her clips. I just went on Google, I saw pictures. I said, हाँ ये जाएगी role में. Then I narrated her. And I told her, I treat you like a newcomer completely.
Yeah.
I said, just surrender to this vision and let me go with my vision for Babli.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you, the kind of nuance, the kind of nitty-gritty of the character, which she got it so right. It's really, like, there were time I would say my associate director was been a long time with associate. I said, यार लड़की थी का इतने सालों से, कमाल का इसने perform किया. I'm just telling you, when we used to see small expression on the monitor, I said she was bang on for the role, and she has definitely taken to another level when you see the character, and especially she came from the South thing. When you speak, थोड़ा सा South accent आता था. मैं बोला यार कैसे करेगी यार.
She is a perfect Haryanvi.
Yeah, but that's what I said. The grasping power of her is tremendously strong, and she got it so right. I mean to say, and there was a coach on the set, the Haryani guy who used to speak the language, and she used to rehearse one or twice. And I'm a person who takes 1 or 2 takes. I don't take more than that because I'm very restless. I cannot take 15 takes, 16 takes. So she was very bang on. She used to catch, sir, मैं ऐसा बोल के दिखाती हूँ, and she was completely taken. And I was monitoring and navigating the whole thing. Yeah, ऐसा नहीं, थोड़ा इसको settle कर, थोड़ा एक channel बड़ा, एक channel कम. This is my Madhurism.
yeah, and we had a massive time doing this. It was
I
too
can
much
see you're
fun.
having fun, you know. If an actor is having fun, it comes across in the performance.
Yeah.
And I can see that your Haryanvi is on point. But Tamannaah, I mean, what you said, like,
Ji.
he has also chosen actors. When the world told him that Bipasha was a misfit for corporate, he stuck to his guns.
Yes.
The movie did well.
Yeah.
Raveena got
Ravi
her,
Sapta.
you know, like, she was told, don't do this film. She did it. It took her where.
Yeah.
But also for you, being an actor in this industry, you've also spoken about it. You know, these author-backed roles are few and far in between because, you know, you have to do that commercial thing. So do you actually feel now relieved that there have been people like him all along, but they're more wanting to invest in roles like that and, you know, give you that platform?
Yeah, definitely. It's also a time in general because there are so many platforms now. We're not restricted in terms of where we showcase, a piece of cinema. I feel like we have a lot more scope in terms of where we want to showcase, what we want to showcase, and there is more freedom to kind of express the narrative as we feel like, because sometimes, like back in the day, there was no long format. Today, OTT lets us have a long format as well. And then there are original features like this which also can be made, which can go on OTT or even have a theatrical release, just depending on. See, I also believe it is, it is an expensive art form. And one has to respect the fact that, you know, the country went through a lot in these 2 years, and it wasn't easy for anybody financially. So the shift that we've seen essentially is to do with, you know, the economic state that everyone is in. And I feel like it's just a great time for creative people because now we are pushed to a point that we can't make anything mediocre. We have to push the envelope for ourselves.
Absolutely.
And the moment we do that, we are likely to, you know, reach out to a larger audience. And it's probably a great time because now when we are in this ambience, we might turn up with something really exciting because we have no other way out. Yeah, so it feels like that with this film.
Also, you know, women in the films, you know, if she's plump, she's tomboy, she looks a certain way, is shown a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, she's like very butch. Romance ka hoega, she'll have to lose weight to look presentable because you've seen that in all movies. वो weight lose करेगी, फिर hero को उससे प्यार होगा. Because how can a tomboy, a woman who is hefty, or she'll have to grow her hair? But Babli, our friend, is defying it all. I mean, as you said, she's a Majnu at heart.
Yeah.
वो burp भी करती है, वो
बहुत
100
खाती भी है,
खाती है, बहुत खाती है,
लिफ्ट भी करती है, वेट्स भी
100
करती
किलो का
है,
वेट उठाती है, हीरो को पटक के भी मारती है, बट
हाँ,
heart is also like that.
full Majnu vibes.
That also is in a way interesting because you are breaking the stereotype and that the way those certain people have been caricatured, you know, who look a certain way. And
I mean, okay, looking like a certain way is one thing. Why is there definition on feeling a certain way? I mean, that is something that never kind of, I've never made sense out of that. But I feel like this film does it without really, it doesn't take you there. It's not harping on the fact that she's like that, but she's just like that. You know, she's all of it. She's all of what we all are.
yeah, exactly.
Just that she is not apologetic about it, or she's not hiding it, or she's not like deflecting that aspect of her. It is literally the way it is. There is no deflection whatsoever.
Absolutely. और वैसे ना फीमेल बाउंसर्स से ज़्यादा डर लगता है than मेल बाउंसर्स, क्यों हड़काती बहुत बुरी तरह से है।
हाँ,
Because it's wit, right?
yeah.
बहुत बुरी तरह से
इसलिए
हड़काती
वो तो हड़का है पिक्चर में, वो तो हड़का है।
आपको हड़काया था?
नहीं, मजे नहीं।
But honestly, both of you, and so like we've been meeting till 25 साल तो हो गए बात करते करते।
हाँ।
How difficult was it to make movies then and movies now? आप बताओ।
देखिए, मैं एक बात बताऊँ आपको, अभी आसान है पिक्चर बनाना, I'll tell you for what.
हाँ जी।
Because आज की तारीख में ऐसा you have this platform, OTT platform. In our days we didn't have. We have to make a film and we have to prove a credibility with every film. कि आप अच्छी फिल्म बनाते हो, every film बनाते हो. And then we used to get another funder. So मेरे लिए ऐसा होता था. I got success with Chandni Bar, and then obviously things started changing. And then Page 3, Corporate, Fashion, Heroine, all the films did very well at the box office, and I used to get funding because Madhur ki film, the best part, you know, I am very flexible with my budgets.
जी।
So that was one producer used to know कि ये बना लेगा picture.
जी।
But now I'll tell you one thing. The thing is what कि now things have little changed in terms of, but I'm thinking upcoming filmmakers जो नए filmmakers जिनके पास कहानियाँ हैं, उनके लिए आज OTT platform बहुत बड़ा ये है, break है उनके लिए, because you can make, because so many newcomers director you see are coming every year. If you see 2019 में मुझे याद है कुछ 200 directors आए थे.
Wow.
200 directors. I'm talking about only in Hindi cinema, not regional.
Sure.
तो who made films, डेब्यू फिल्म, चाहे वो छोटी हो बड़ी हो बजट हो, हर टाइप की
पिक्चर तो बना ली,
पिक्चर बना रही। तो मेरे ख्याल से ये जो अपसर्ज आया है, ये जो स्विंग आया है, ये बिकॉज आप एक बजट में फिल्म बनाते हो तो आपने OTT प्लेटफॉर्म को बेच दी, तो ये भी हो जाता है। दैट इज अ गुड साइन। इन दिस होल पेंडेमिक आई मेड फिल्म इंडिया लॉकडाउन, which was again a very small size film with Pratik Babbar, Sai Tamankar and Shweta Basu Prasad. मुझे छोटी फिल्म थी, मैंने चलो बनाते, 25 days I shot the film and we sold it now. तो मुझे लगता है कि ये जो है प्लेटफॉर्म आया है, तो दैट इज वेरी ग्रेट फॉर द फिल्म मेकर एंड टू टेल स्टोरीज। एंड समटाइम व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि समटाइम यू फील कि मेरी पिक्चर ना 2 घंटे 3 घंटे में खत्म नहीं होगी, आई नीड अ बिगर प्लेटफॉर्म। सो दैट इज अगेन फॉर यू अ वेब सीरीज बना सकते हो टू एलॉबरेट मोर ऑन इट। आपको लगता है कि इस तरह का होना चाहिए। तो आई थिंक फिल्म इंडस्ट्री इज ग्रेट एंड स्पेशली फॉर द न्यू कमर इज वेरी मच ग्रेट प्लेटफॉर्म टुडे।
Absolutely. You tell me, I mean, you have seen it also, where it was a must for any actor to do a commercial film. Because अगर आप commercial नहीं करोगे, आपको notice कैसे करेंगे? And also, you're so pretty, no, hero के साथ आपको ऐसे ही romance करना चाहिए. Nobody would have given you this bubbly bouncer 10 years ago. You know, saying...
Yeah, they weren't even writing this then. I don't think we had, as a society or even, I don't think filmmakers really were going in this direction at that point of time. Of course, there were far and few filmmakers like Madhur sir who actually dabbled in various different, subjects for women. But now it's like I'm so happy there are so many actors who are much older than myself who are now getting befitting parts. Like I love Shefali Shah ma'am. I love what she does. I've always loved her for her craft. Ravina ma'am. There's so many actors.
Absolutely.
Aisha Julka ma'am. Like it's so nice to see these actors kind of coming back. And today it's not about how old you are or where are you from or there's so many more parts that are written for women in general. And doesn't matter what age group they are in, and they're not just because they're not a heroine, they're not mother or auntie, or they're not playing just accessory. They're definitely playing very strong, fully rounded women, and that says something about how much we've evolved.
Absolutely, because back in the day there was Bimal Roy, there was Gulzar Saab, and there was Madhur Bhandarkar in the 90s when nobody wanted to touch the dicey female hair. ये बना रहे
She can't be flawed, she can't be grey.
Yeah, but his
some
characters were very flawed.
Yeah. Completely, all my characters are.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They were not the girls like वो कहते हैं ना you take home to mama उनके बहुत.
Completely.
और आप वो भी तो इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे थे जब सब कहते थे अरे क्या ये पिक्चर बनाएगा हीरोइन है कोई हीरोइन नहीं है उसके साथ. But glad you said the thing. Lastly, before we go, Babli bouncer, if Tamannaah was to meet her, what would she say to her? And which is one person who you really would want to be Babli bouncer to?
I would definitely say thank you to Babli because I think one thing I've learned from Babli is to be myself unapologetically. I think sometimes it takes even an actor some characters to play to realize how beautiful it is to be unapologetically you. And self-love's a thing. Who would I like to be Babli bouncer for? A lot of definitely a lot of the heroes of our country could.
Who do you think needs protection?
They don't need protection. But just for my whim, I'd love to be there everywhere.
All the very best. Thank you for
Thank
doing
you.
this and thank you for making this.
Thank you.
Thank
Pooja.
you.